Hey, you guys. So, back again with another message. This message is also based upon a dream. And in this dream, God was showing me where He's exposing people in the church when it comes to pocketing money. God is exposing a lot of dishonesty when it comes to people dealing with the money within the church. Um, a lot of churches now, they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing with the money. They're not helping the people in their church. They're not helping the people in the community. And a lot of people are just taking that money in their pocket and it. They're not being honest. And this particular dream, I was at a church. I was at a church. We were in like the dining hall conference areas. And this particular lady, she was testing the members of the congregation and she accidentally dropped some money. She dropped well she well actually I'm sorry, she didn't accidentally. She act like she accidentally dropped some money, right? But she did it on purpose. And a particular person saw that she dropped the money. And I was just overseeing, like overshadowing seeing it. And he picked the money up and put it in his pocket and act like she didn't drop it. Like and she saw him. And he saw her noticing and he still picked it up in his pocket like it was the norm, like. And what I was thinking he was gonna do when I was in a dream foreshadowing, I felt in my spirit, I was like, okay, so he's gonna get the money back to her. I said it to I said it to my spirit. So I was like, oh, okay, he pick it up and he's gonna give it back to her. Like he's gonna be honest and say, hey, she dropped it. He put it right in his pocket, and I was like, God, and what make it so bad, she did it again, and it happened again, and people were like looking at it. Oh, it's like, oh, you're dropping and you're giving away free money. No, she was testing your spirit. She was testing to see if I drop something, are you gonna be honest enough to give it back? And I said, Lord. And God was like, letting me know that He is going to expose people in the church and the ministry for pocketing money, because that's what a lot of people are doing. I also heard in the spirit while I was um, seeing this, I heard den of thieves. I clearly heard den of thieves. And you know, Jesus said, you turn the house of prayer into a den of thieves. And so God is going to start exposing y'all where people been pocketing money in the church, where money and stuff is going to be missing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. God just reminded me, and I had this message before. The way this world is moving and stuff, and how they're changing laws and different things, they're going to make it to where um, different churches are going to start to become audited because they're going to try to start finding ways to try to find different money, finding ways to try to find money because of all the stuff that's about to start happening, right? And so, with that being said, they're going to start going in and having the IRS audit these different churches, and their books and stuff are not going to be balanced. Their books and stuff is not going to match. And a lot of these churches and stuff, they're going to have like a lot of money sitting in the bank to where they're not doing nothing with it. They're just paying the bills of the church, but they're not giving back to the community like they should. They're not helping their members and stuff like they should. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the money is like I watched a video the other day, and it was pretty much saying like the church was a bank with a cross on it. And that's true, because when you are a church and you see people struggling in the community, you are supposed to help as that church. And a lot of people don't do that. And so, or a lot of churches don't do that. They just take the money and they just sit on the money. They use that money. They invest that money and do everything else with that money instead of invest that money back into the people of God like they're supposed to. And these are the same churches. Most of them be the ones that be beating their members up about over the head about paying tithes and offering and this and that and the third. And when they don't go to church a couple of Sundays, and when they're missing a couple of Sundays, they calling them and asking them where they at, and they calling them and asking them where their money is. And God is going to deal with it, y'all, in this season, in this hour. So God is exposing people that are pocketing money within the church. He really is. And so, like I said, we might see or I know God did tell me that it was going to come to where the government was going to start auditing a lot of these different churches, and they was going to start being taxed too as well, because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing with the money. And if you're going to run a ministry like a business, you're going to be taxed like a business. If you're not going to run a ministry as a ministry that gives back to the community, then and you're going to run the church as it's like a profit for a profit business, you're about to be taxed as a for-profit business. So just wanted to come and share that God is exposing people that's pocketing money. He's exposing their heart posture and things of that nature. I said, Lord, it's sad that people are even doing this in the house of God. Like when I see somebody drop something out in public, I'm like, hey, you dropped something. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's for it to be in church. I mean, we being at the church and people just see people dropping like money and things of that nature instead of them picking it up and giving it back to the person that they saw drop it or putting it in their pocket. Like, it's mine. Finders keepers. You dropped it. You should have never dropped it. You know, things of that nature. Um, but be mindful, y'all, in this season, in this hour, about what's going on and what's about to happen. I told you guys we have entered into the season of judgment. God is just giving them people grace, and He's giving people time to get it together, like Nebuchadnezzar, like King Nebuchadnezzar. He gave him 12 months to get it together. Didn't get it together, so I gave him a whole year. So some of them, their clock is ticking before everything starts to be exposed. Okay, so we're gonna pray for them. Pray that they get it together. But God is gonna start um, exposing people for like pocketing money within the church. Okay, that's not a good look. That's not good. You're stealing, um, and you're not only like just stealing money from the people. You're stealing money away from people that can be helped with that money, right? Like there's so many children that could be helped, so many resources that you can provide, but you're pocketing the money for yourself out of the spirit of greed. God is really going to deal with that in this season, in this hour, okay? So I love you guys. I pray that you all have an amazing day. Pray for them, and I will chat with you all later.